Soft white flakes drift slowly past the warm window pane, landing gently on the thick wooden sill outside your quiet sanctuary. The air inside holds a comforting stillness, wrapped in the heavy scent of pine needles and old cedar wood that has aged with time. You feel the deep, plush cushion of the armchair supporting your weight as you sink lower into its embrace. A gentle hush settles over the room, muffling the world beyond these sturdy walls into a distant memory. Your breathing slows naturally, matching the quiet rhythm of the snowfall outside. The firelight dances softly against the ceiling, casting long, lazy shadows that stretch and fade without urgency. There is nowhere else you need to be, only this moment of peaceful warmth. The fire crackles with a low, soothing murmur, like dry leaves rustling in a gentle autumn breeze. Small embers glow with a steady amber light, pulsing softly as they settle deeper into the hearthstone base. You watch the flames curl and twist in slow motion, their movement hypnotic and endlessly calming to your weary eyes. The warmth radiates outward, touching your cheeks with a tender, consistent heat that chases away any lingering chill from the day. Your limbs feel heavy and relaxed, sinking deeper into the soft wool of your blanket as gravity takes hold. Time seems to stretch out here, losing its sharp edges and becoming a smooth, endless river of quietude. Nothing demands your attention except the simple beauty of the burning wood. Your wool blanket feels thick and substantial, draping over your shoulders like a second skin made of clouds. The texture is slightly rough yet incredibly comforting, trapping the heat generated by the fire within its dense weave. You shift slightly, adjusting the fabric to cover your knees more completely, feeling the secure weight pressing down on you. This gentle pressure grounds you, anchoring your body in place while your mind begins to float freely into deeper thoughts. The room remains dimly lit, allowing your eyes to adjust to the soft interplay of shadow and light around the fireplace. Every muscle in your neck releases its tension, dropping away as if dissolving into the warmth surrounding you. Safety feels tangible here, woven into the very fibers of the blanket holding you close. Outside, the wind whispers softly against the eaves of the cabin, a distant lullaby carried by the falling snow. It is not a howl, but a gentle sigh, moving through the trees with a rhythmic, swaying motion that you can almost feel. The sound blends seamlessly with the crackling fire, creating a layered symphony of comfort that surrounds you on all sides. You close your eyes for a moment, letting the auditory landscape wash over you like warm water flowing around stones. Your thoughts become sparse, drifting apart like leaves on a calm pond, leaving only space and quiet in their wake. The boundary between inside and outside blurs, softened by the consistent hum of nature's gentle presence. There is no rush, no deadline, only the slow passage of evening into night. The scent of roasted pine cones wafts faintly from the hearth, mingling with the sweet aroma of dried lavender sachets tucked near your pillow. This subtle fragrance fills your nostrils, triggering a deep sense of relaxation that spreads through your chest and limbs. You inhale slowly, drawing the calming scents deep into your lungs, feeling your heart rate slow to match the quiet pace of the room. The air is dry and crisp, yet warmed by the fire, creating a perfect balance that feels invigoratingly peaceful. Your jaw unclenches, your tongue rests softly against the roof of your mouth, and your shoulders drop away from your ears. Every breath you take feels like a small gift, a momentary pause in the flow of existence. Peace settles into your bones, heavy and sweet as honey. A mug of herbal tea sits on the small wooden table beside you, steam rising in thin, elegant ribbons into the cool air. The heat from the ceramic warms your palms as you hold it loosely, feeling the smooth surface against your fingertips. You do not need to drink it now. Its presence is enough, a symbol of care and comfort resting within reach. The liquid inside is dark and rich, carrying notes of chamomile and mint that linger faintly in the ambient scent of the room. Your thumb traces the rim of the mug, finding a smooth groove that feels familiar and soothing under your touch. This small gesture anchors you in the present moment, keeping your awareness focused on the simple tactile pleasure of warmth. The world outside continues to snow, but here, everything is still and safe. The shadows in the corner of the room lengthen and deepen, merging into a soft darkness that feels velvety and inviting. They do not hide anything frightening, but rather offer a space for rest, a void where thoughts can dissolve without resistance. You notice how the light from the fire seems to pulse gently, breathing in time with your own slow, steady respiration. The rhythm is comforting, a biological metronome that guides you further into a state of tranquil unconsciousness. Your eyelids feel heavier now, pressing down with a gentle insistence that makes staying awake feel like unnecessary effort. The boundaries of your body seem to soften, expanding outward until you are one with the chair, the blanket, and the room. Silence is not empty here, but full of a profound, resting energy. You remember the journey that brought you here, but it feels like a story belonging to someone else, distant and unimportant. The cold air of the trail is gone, replaced by this enveloping warmth that cradles you in its center. Your boots are off, resting by the door, symbols of a world that requires movement and decision-making. Here, stillness is the only requirement, and you meet it with effortless ease, surrendering to the gravity of comfort. The wood floor creaks softly under the house's settling weight, a sound as natural and reassuring as a mother's heartbeat. You feel small in the best possible way, protected by the thick walls and the endless snow piled against them. There is no past to regret and no future to plan, only this eternal now. The flames in the fireplace begin to dim slightly, transforming from bright yellow tongues into deep, glowing orange embers. This shift in light changes the quality of the room, making it feel even more intimate and enclosed, like a secret chamber. The intensity of the heat remains constant, but its visual presence becomes softer, less demanding of your attention. You allow your gaze to soften, letting the blurred shapes of the firewood become abstract patterns of light and dark. Your mind drifts further away, floating on a cloud of drowsiness that feels thicker than air yet lighter than thought. The transition is seamless, like sliding down a gentle slope into a valley of rest. Sleep is no longer something you pursue, but something that arrives to find you. Your awareness narrows to a single point of comfort, the spot where your head rests against the soft cushion behind you. The rest of the world fades into a gentle blur, losing its definition and importance in the face of this profound relaxation. You feel a sense of floating, untethered from gravity, drifting slowly downward into a deep, velvety darkness. The sound of the fire is now just a memory, a faint echo that guides you toward the threshold of sleep. Your breathing is barely perceptible, shallow, and even like the tide receding gently from the shore. There is no need to do anything, to be anyone, or to go anywhere. You are simply existing in this quiet, warm space, held safely by the night. The warmth of the hearth wraps around your shoulders like a heavy, woven wool blanket, settling deeply into your muscles. You feel the weight of this comfort pressing you gently into the cushions, anchoring you in a state of pure ease. The flames dance in slow, languid arcs, painting soft amber shadows on the rough-hewn timber walls. Your eyelids grow heavier, filled with a pleasant numbness that signals the end of your waking day. A faint scent of pine and wood smoke lingers in the air, sweet and familiar, wrapping around your senses. The outside world is a distant memory, separated from you by thick logs and falling snow. You sink deeper into the plush fabric, feeling the give and support beneath your back. Time seems to stretch out, becoming soft and malleable like warm wax in your hands. There is nothing left to hold on to, only this quiet surrender to the night. A soft crackle rises from the embers, a gentle percussion that marks the passing of time without demanding your attention. The sound is low and rhythmic, syncing subtly with the slow beat of your resting heart. You notice how the light from the fire seems to breathe, expanding and contracting in a soothing cycle. The air inside the cabin feels still and settled, holding the warmth close against the cold night beyond. Your thoughts unravel slowly, losing their structure and drifting away like smoke into the darkness. There is no urgency here, only the endless, comfortable stretch of the present moment. The shadows in the corners of the room deepen, becoming soft pools of indigo velvet. You feel a profound sense of safety, enclosed by the sturdy walls and the quiet snow. Every breath you take feels slower, deeper, drawing you further into this peaceful sanctuary. The texture of the blanket against your skin becomes a focal point of gentle sensation, rough yet comforting in its familiarity. You trace the pattern of the weave with your mind, feeling each thread as a small anchor to reality. The heat from the fire warms the air around you, creating a small pocket of summer in the winter night. Your body feels loose and heavy, sinking further into the embrace of the chair or bed. Outside, the wind murmurs softly against the glass, a distant song that adds to the lullaby of the room. The light dims slightly, casting longer, softer shadows that dance lazily across the floorboards. You feel your consciousness slipping away like a boat drifting slowly down a calm river. There is no resistance, only the gentle pull of sleep drawing you under. The world outside fades into a white silence, distant and irrelevant. A log shifts slightly in the grate, sending a tiny shower of sparks upward before they fade into nothingness. The movement is so small it barely registers, yet it feels significant in the quiet stillness of the room. You watch the sparks dissolve into the darkness, their brief lives ending in silence and peace. Your breathing becomes even more shallow, almost imperceptible as your body prepares for deep rest. The warmth spreads from your chest to your fingertips, loosening any remaining tension in your hands. The scent of the wood changes subtly, becoming richer and deeper as it burns down to charcoal. You feel a sense of floating, untethered from the need to think or act or be. The room feels larger than before, expanding into a vast space of quiet comfort. Your mind is empty, clear, and still like a frozen lake under moonlight. The silence of the cabin grows thicker, wrapping around you like a cocoon of soft cotton wool. The only sound is the faint hum of the house settling, creaking gently in the cold air. You feel the weight of your own limbs increasing, pressing you down into the deep cushions beneath you. Your thoughts are now just faint echoes, rippling across the surface of your mind before disappearing. The firelight casts a gentle glow on the ceiling, creating patterns that shift and change like slow clouds. You breathe in the warm air, feeling it fill your lungs with a sense of calm and security. There is nothing to solve, nothing to fix, nothing to worry about in this moment. Just the warmth, the quiet, and the soft darkness surrounding you. Sleep comes not as a force, but as a natural conclusion to the day. Your awareness narrows to a single point of stillness, where the boundary between you and the room dissolves. The heat from the fire feels like a gentle hand resting on your forehead, soothing and calming. You feel your body becoming part of the chair, sinking into its embrace until there is no separation. The darkness around the edges of your vision expands, soft and velvety, inviting you deeper into rest. A faint crackle from the fire provides a steady rhythm, like a heartbeat slowing down to match yours. Your mind is quiet, devoid of words or images, existing in a state of pure presence. The cold night outside is a distant concept, irrelevant to the warmth within your sanctuary. You drift further away, leaving behind the last threads of consciousness. The world fades to grey, then to black, soft and endless. The light from the fire dims to a soft amber glow, casting long, gentle shadows that stretch across the floor. The flames have reduced to glowing embers, pulsing with a slow, rhythmic warmth. You feel your breathing sync with this gentle pulse, rising and falling in a soothing cadence. The air in the room feels heavier, thick with the scent of wood smoke and comfort. Your eyes are closed now, seeing only the soft darkness behind your lids. There is a sense of floating in this darkness, weightless and free from any burden. The sounds of the cabin fade into a distant hum, barely audible beneath your own heartbeat. You are safe here, held by the quiet and the warmth of the hearth. Sleep is no longer a destination, but the very air you breathe. A gentle draught moves through the room, carrying the faint scent of pine from the window. The air feels cool against your skin, a pleasant contrast to the radiant warmth of the fire. You shiver slightly, not from cold, but from the deep relaxation that permeates your being. The shadows in the room deepen, becoming softer and less defined as the night progresses. Your thoughts are gone now, replaced by a vast, empty stillness that feels incredibly peaceful. The weight of your body increases, anchoring you firmly to the present moment. You feel a sense of gratitude for this quiet space, this safe haven from the world. The fire continues to burn low and steady, a faithful companion in the darkness. Time loses all meaning, stretched out into an endless, comfortable now. The firelight flickers one last time before settling into a steady, dim glow. The embers pulse slowly, like the heartbeat of the house itself. You feel your consciousness slipping further away, drifting on a wave of deep relaxation. The sounds of the night are distant now, muffled by the thick walls and falling snow. Your body feels heavy and warm, sinking deeper into the soft cushions beneath you. There is no need to move, to speak, or to think in this moment of pure rest. The darkness around you is soft and inviting, wrapping you in a blanket of peace. You let go of the last remnants of awareness, surrendering completely to sleep. The world fades away, leaving only silence and stillness. The final embers glow faintly in the darkness, a quiet reminder of the warmth that remains. The room is still, silent, and perfectly peaceful. You are fully immersed in the depths of sleep, unaware of time or space. The scent of wood smoke lingers softly in the air, a gentle companion to your dreams. Your breathing is slow and deep, rhythmic and calm. There is nothing left to do, nowhere left to go, just the quiet, the dark, and the peace. You drift onward into the soft void of night. The cabin holds you safely, cradling you in its warm embrace. Sleep wraps around you like a heavy, comforting blanket. The heavy velvet curtains frame the window, holding back the cold blue light of the winter night outside. You feel a gentle warmth radiating from the stone hearth, soaking into your bones with a slow and steady comfort. The air inside is still and sweet, carrying only the faintest whisper of pine and old paper. Your eyelids grow heavier, resting softly against the cool fabric of the pillow beneath your head. There is no urgency here, only the long, slow stretch of time passing like smoke in the dark. You breathe in the quiet, letting the silence fill every corner of your being with peace. A single coal shifts slightly in the grate, sending up a tiny sparkle of orange light that fades quickly into the dark ash. The sound is barely there, a soft crackle that blends seamlessly with the rhythm of your own breathing. You notice the texture of the wool blanket draped over your legs, rough yet incredibly comforting against your skin. The weight of it grounds you, keeping you safe and warm in the center of this cozy room. Thoughts dissolve like sugar in hot tea, leaving behind a smooth and sweet mental landscape. You float gently on this wave of warmth, untethered from any need to remember or recall. Outside, the wind whispers against the timber walls, a low and soothing hum that vibrates through the floorboards. It sounds like a distant ocean wave rolling gently over smooth stones on a quiet shore. The cabin sways imperceptibly in response, rocking you ever so slightly into a deeper state of relaxation. You feel the rise and fall of your chest, slow and rhythmic, matching the gentle pace of the night. Every exhale releases a little more tension, letting it drift away into the shadows of the room. The darkness is not empty, but full of a soft, velvety presence that holds you close. The scent of cedar wood grows stronger as the fire settles into its final, gentle burn. It is an earthy and grounding aroma that fills your lungs with each slow and deliberate breath. You imagine roots extending from your back into the floor, anchoring you firmly in this moment of rest. The cold outside feels distant and irrelevant, separated by layers of stone, wood, and warm air. Your mind is a calm lake, reflecting only the soft glow of the dying flames above. There are no ripples, no disturbances, just a perfect and mirror-still surface of consciousness. Your fingers relax completely, uncurling slowly from the soft folds of the blanket near your hands. The sensation of touch becomes duller, replaced by a vague awareness of warmth spreading through your palms. You are becoming part of the room itself, indistinguishable from the shadows and the silence that surround you. The firelight dances softly on the ceiling, creating slow-moving patterns of light and dark that lull you further down. It is a visual lullaby, hypnotic and repetitive, drawing your eyes towards sleep with every flicker. You let your gaze grow heavy, allowing the darkness to close over your vision gently. A draft sneaks under the door frame, carrying a chill that contrasts briefly with the heat of the room. It tickles your ankle lightly, a fleeting sensation that passes quickly without disturbing your peace. You pull the blanket up just an inch higher, trapping the warmth more securely around your small frame. The contrast makes the heat feel even richer, wrapping you in a cocoon of golden comfort. Sleep pulls at your limbs like a slow tide, dragging you further under its surface. You resist nothing, offering yourself completely to the gravity of rest and stillness. The clock on the mantel ticks softly, a regular and predictable sound that marks the passage of endless time. Each tick is a small bell ringing in the distance, signaling another moment of safety and calm. You do not count the seconds, for they are too numerous and too gentle to keep track of. Instead, you let them wash over you like rain on a tin roof, distant and rhythmic. The sound merges with the crackling fire, creating a symphony of domestic tranquility that soothes your soul. Your thoughts slow to a crawl, each one dissolving before it can fully form into a sentence. Your breathing becomes so shallow that you can barely feel the air moving in and out of your lungs. It is a whisper of life, sustained by the warmth of the room and the safety of the night. The boundary between your body and the bed beneath you begins to blur and soften. You feel as though you are melting into the mattress, sinking deeper with every passing minute. There is no effort required to stay here, only the passive acceptance of gravity and comfort. The world outside ceases to exist, replaced by this inner sanctuary of quietude. A final spark leaps from the fire, tracing a brief arc of light before vanishing into the darkness above. It is the last active movement in the room, a tiny farewell to the day's energy. The embers now glow with a steady and unchanging red light, pulsing slowly like a sleeping heart. You mirror this rhythm, your own pulse slowing down to match the quiet beat of the house. Darkness surrounds you on all sides, soft and thick like a cloud of cotton. You are enveloped in total silence, save for the faint hum of your own existence. The last thread of awareness slips away, untangling itself from the fabric of your conscious mind. You are no longer observing the room, but existing within it as a single point of rest. The fire's warmth is now a memory felt in the muscles rather than seen by the eyes. Sleep is not something you fall into, but a place you have arrived at with grace and ease. There is nothing more to say, nothing more to see, only the endless night ahead. You drift silently into the void, carried on wings of heavy and peaceful slumber. The heavy wool blanket rests upon your chest, a gentle weight that anchors you to the safety of the bed. It holds you close, pressing softly against your shoulders as if offering a warm and silent embrace from the night itself. Your breathing deepens, becoming slow and rhythmic, matching the steady fade of the glowing embers beside you. The air in the cabin is still and sweet, carrying the faint scent of cedar and old paper that comforts the senses. Every muscle in your body relaxes further, surrendering to the gravity of the mattress beneath your weary frame. There is no need to move or shift, only to sink deeper into this profound state of restful ease. A single snowflake strikes the frost-covered windowpane with a whisper so faint it is barely audible. It melts instantly into a tiny bead of water that traces a slow path down the cold glass. This small movement draws your eye for a fleeting moment before your attention drifts back inward to the darkness. The outside world remains frozen and distant, a silent painting framed by the rough wooden beams of the cabin walls. You feel completely separated from any urgency or noise, protected by thick timber and layers of insulating snow. Peace settles into your bones like a warm stone held gently in the palm of your hand. The sound of the wind outside has softened into a low and continuous murmur against the eaves. It is no longer a force to be felt, but merely a lullaby sung by the winter night to the sleeping house. This gentle auditory backdrop wraps around your mind, smoothing out any remaining edges of thought or tension. You listen without focusing, letting the sound wash over you like a slow-moving river of cool air. Your consciousness floats lightly on this wave of ambient noise, detached from time and place. The boundary between hearing and silence becomes blurred, merging into one harmonious experience of quietude. Your fingers uncurl slightly from the edge of the blanket, resting now flat against the crisp white sheets. The fabric feels cool and smooth against your skin, a pleasant contrast to the retained warmth in your hands. This small sensory detail brings a momentary clarity before fading back into the haze of deep relaxation. You notice the slight pressure of the mattress supporting the curve of your spine with unwavering patience. Every point of contact between your body and the bed feels supportive and grounding. There is a profound comfort in being held by the stillness of the room around you. The glow from the fireplace has dimmed to a barely perceptible orange hue near the hearth. It casts long and soft shadows that stretch slowly across the wooden floorboards like sleeping giants. These shadows do not move with urgency but drift lazily as the light source fades into memory. You observe this slow transformation with half-closed eyes, feeling no need to keep them open any longer. The darkness in the room is becoming richer and deeper, enveloping you in a velvety embrace of night. Light and shadow blend together until only a sense of warmth remains. A log shifts subtly within the ashes, settling into a new and stable position. The tiny crackle it produces is absorbed instantly by the thick silence of the cabin interior. This minor sound serves only to highlight the vast and peaceful quiet that surrounds your resting form. You feel a sense of gratitude for this shelter, for the roof that keeps the snow at bay. Your mind wanders slowly through memories of warmth and safety, each one softer than the last. The present moment expands to fill all awareness, leaving no room for worry or future planning. Your thoughts begin to dissolve like sugar in hot tea, losing their distinct shapes and flavors. They merge into a single stream of peaceful nothingness that flows gently through your mind. There are no words left to think, only sensations of comfort and heavy relaxation. The concept of time becomes irrelevant as you exist purely in the eternal now of sleep. Each breath you take is slower than the last, drawing oxygen deep into your lungs with ease. You are becoming one with the night, a silent observer of your own restful descent. The weight of your eyelids increases until they feel too heavy to lift even a fraction. You let them fall completely, shutting out the last traces of visual stimulation from the room. Darkness behind your lids is pure and unbroken, a canvas for the mind to rest upon without distraction. Your body feels lighter now, as if gravity has released its hold on your conscious self. There is only the sensation of floating in a warm and protective sea of darkness. Sleep pulls you closer with every passing second, irresistible and sweet. The cabin itself seems to breathe around you, expanding and contracting with the subtle changes in temperature. You are part of this structure now, a living element within its silent and sturdy framework. The wood creaks softly in response to the cooling air, a sound that soothes rather than disturbs. This connection to the physical space grounds you further into a state of deep tranquility. Your awareness narrows to a single point of comfort, small and safe and warm. The outside world has ceased to exist, leaving only this perfect bubble of rest. A final sense of tension leaves your jaw, allowing it to rest loosely and naturally. Your tongue falls back gently into the mouth, relieving any unnoticed strain in the muscles of the face. This small release signals that your body is fully prepared for deep sleep. Every part of you is aligned with the rhythm of rest, moving slowly toward unconsciousness. The boundary between waking and sleeping grows thin and transparent, ready to be crossed with ease. You drift forward into the void, carried by the gentle current of peace. The warmth of the fire settles into your bones, a heavy and comforting weight that anchors you to this moment. You feel the soft texture of the wool blanket against your skin, its fibers whispering secrets of quietude. The light from the embers dances slowly across the ceiling, casting long, lazy shadows that stretch and fade. Your breathing becomes shallow and rhythmic, matching the gentle pulse of the dying flames. A sense of profound safety wraps around you like a soft cloud, muffling all external concerns. You are held securely in this cocoon of heat and light, protected from the cold night outside. Every muscle relaxes further, surrendering to the gravity of rest that pulls you downward. The air is still and sweet, carrying the faint scent of pine and old wood. Your thoughts dissolve into a haze of golden tranquility, leaving no room for worry. You float in this serene suspension, time stretching out like a warm river. Outside the window, the snow continues to fall in a silent, endless curtain of white. Each flake lands softly on the branches, adding another layer of insulation to the world beyond your walls. The wind murmurs against the timber, a low and steady sound that blends with the crackle of the fire. You notice the faint glow of the embers shifting through shades of orange and deep red. The warmth radiates outward in slow waves, touching your skin with a gentle caress. Your eyelids grow heavier, weighed down by the accumulated comfort of the evening. The rhythmic popping of the wood provides a steady beat for your slowing heart. You are deeply embedded in the cushions, feeling supported and utterly carefree. The darkness outside is not frightening, but rather a velvet embrace that shields you from the day. Peace fills every corner of your mind, displacing any lingering fragments of consciousness. The scent of burning cedar fills the room, a rich and earthy aroma that soothes your senses. It mixes with the cool crispness of the air, creating a unique fragrance of winter comfort. You inhale slowly, letting the clean air fill your lungs and expand your chest. The firelight flickers across your closed eyelids, painting soft patterns of light and shadow. Your body feels weightless yet grounded, suspended in a state of perfect balance. The cabin creaks softly once more, a familiar lullaby that signals safety and stability. You let go of any need to control or direct your thoughts, allowing them to drift away. The silence between the sounds becomes louder, a spacious quietude that invites deep relaxation. Your muscles unwind completely, releasing any remaining tension from the day. You sink deeper into the mattress, feeling the support beneath you cradle your form. The embers glow with a steady, pulsing light like the heartbeat of the home. This gentle rhythm syncs with your own breathing, drawing you into a deeper trance. You feel the warmth spreading through your legs, up your torso, and into your shoulders. The blanket rests lightly on your chest, its weight reassuring and constant. Outside, the snow mounds higher against the foundation, sealing the cabin in a fortress of white. The world outside is paused in time, frozen in a moment of beautiful stillness. Your mind wanders through landscapes of soft light and shadow, unburdened by logic or purpose. Each exhale carries away another layer of wakefulness, leaving only pure peace behind. You are a vessel for rest, open and receptive to the night's embrace. The boundaries of your physical form soften, blending into the surrounding warmth. A distant owl calls from the forest, a lonely but gentle sound that fades into the night. It echoes through the snow-laden trees before dissolving into silence. You listen to the decay of the sound, letting it wash over you like a cool breeze. The fire pops quietly, sending up a shower of tiny sparks that vanish instantly in the dark. Your awareness narrows further, focusing only on the sensation of warmth and safety. The soft fur of the pillow cradles your head, offering perfect support for your neck. You feel a wave of drowsiness wash over you, heavy and sweet like honey. Every thought becomes slower, moving through a thick syrup of relaxation. The cabin holds you in its wooden arms, shielding you from the elements. You are safe, you are warm, and you are free to let go. The air in the room feels thick with contentment, heavy with the promise of sleep. You can feel the gradual cooling of your skin as the fire burns lower, yet the heat radiating from the walls keeps you wrapped in comfort. Your fingers relax into soft curves, no longer gripping or holding anything tight. The silence is profound, broken only by the occasional whisper of wind against the glass. You drift further away from the surface of consciousness, sinking into deeper waters. The images in your mind become abstract shapes of light and color. There is no urgency here, no need to move or speak or think. Time has lost its meaning, replaced by the eternal present moment. You are floating in a sea of calm, carried gently toward the shore of sleep. The shadows in the corners of the room lengthen and deepen, merging into a single void. They do not threaten but rather invite you to rest your eyes fully. The last bits of wood in the fire settle down, turning to ash with soft sighs. You feel the gentle vibration of the cabin settling into its foundation for the night. Your breathing is barely audible now, a faint rhythm against the stillness. The blanket has become an extension of your body, warm and protective. Thoughts are distant echoes, fading into the background noise of dreams. You are completely detached from the worries of the waking world. A sense of infinite peace expands within you, filling every empty space. You are ready to surrender to the darkness, knowing it is kind. The glow of the embers dims to a soft, dull red, like dying coals in hearth. The light they cast is now barely visible, a faint memory of brightness. Yet the warmth remains, lingering in the air like a comforting ghost. You feel your consciousness slipping further away, drifting into the unknown. The snow outside continues its silent accumulation, burying the world in white. There is nothing left to do but rest, to let go and to be. Your body feels as if it has dissolved into the mattress, weightless and free. The boundaries between self and space blur until they disappear entirely. You are part of the cabin, part of the night, part of the snow. Sleep comes now, not as an end, but as a gentle beginning. Silence reigns supreme in the cabin, a deep and resonant quietude. It is not empty but full of presence, of peace, of rest. You float in this silence, untethered from time or space. The last spark of fire fades into ash, leaving only memory and warmth. Your mind is a blank canvas, white as the snow outside the window. No thoughts form, no images arise, only pure being remains. You are safe in the heart of the night, protected by walls and love. The weight of the day lifts completely, vanishing into the ether. You drift downward, through layers of stillness, toward the bottom of sleep. There is nothing more to say, nothing more to do, only rest. The boundary between wakefulness and sleep has vanished completely. You exist now in a state of pure potential, undefined and free. The warmth of the cabin is the last thing you perceive before darkness takes over. It is a gentle darkness, soft and enveloping like a hug. Your breath slows to a near stop, shallow and effortless. The world outside is gone, replaced by an inner landscape of calm. You are weightless, formless, and at peace with everything. The night holds you close, rocking you gently in its arms. There is no fear here, only the deep comfort of surrender. Let go now and fall into the sweet embrace of dreams. The silence stretches out before you, soft and endless as a field of fresh snow under moonlight. You feel the gentle rhythm of your own breathing, slow and steady like the distant drift of clouds. The air in the cabin is still, holding the last faint scent of pine and wood smoke in its cool embrace. There is no need to move, no need to speak, only the quiet joy of simply being here. Your body sinks deeper into the cushions, supported by layers of soft wool and down feathers. A sense of heavy peace wraps around your limbs, loosening every muscle and easing every tension. The night outside continues its silent watch, guarding this small pocket of warmth with tender care. You are safe within these walls, cocooned in darkness that feels like a warm blanket. Time has lost its meaning, dissolving into the soft hum of absolute tranquility. Let your thoughts dissolve like sugar in warm tea, sweet and faint. A faint glow remains in the hearth, barely visible now, like a single star hidden behind cloud cover. The embers breathe slowly, pulsing with a microscopic warmth that reaches your toes across the room. You notice the texture of the blanket against your skin, rough yet comforting in its familiar weight. Outside, the snow continues to fall in thick, silent flurries, muffling the world beyond the glass. Each breath you take feels lighter than the last, rising and falling with effortless grace. The cabin creaks softly, a lullaby of timber settling into the cool night air. You are part of this stillness, woven into the fabric of the quiet moment. There is nothing left to solve, nothing left to achieve, only the present breath. Your mind wanders nowhere, resting in the vast open space of unconscious calm. The darkness is not empty, but full of a deep and restful energy. Your awareness drifts further away from the physical world, floating in a sea of gentle numbness. The boundary between your body and the bed becomes blurry, indistinct, and wonderfully soft. You feel a deep sense of gratitude for this moment of perfect rest and quietude. The cold air outside presses against the windows, making the warmth inside feel even more precious. A single beam of moonlight shifts across the floor, moving with agonizing slowness. Your eyelids are heavy curtains, drawn shut against the need for visual input. Inside your mind, a landscape of soft clouds forms, shifting and merging without purpose. There is no urgency here, only the slow, rhythmic pulse of life continuing. You let go of any remaining resistance to sleep, allowing it to wash over you like a tide. The peace is absolute, complete, and utterly consuming. The sound of the wind outside is now just a whisper, a faint murmur against the roof shingles. It sounds like distant voices singing a lullaby you cannot quite remember or understand. Your heart beats slowly, a steady drum marking time in this timeless place. The warmth of the room has seeped into your bones, thawing any lingering chill from within. You feel yourself sinking lower, deeper into the mattress, as if gravity has increased its pull. There is no struggle against it, only a willing surrender to the downward drift. The shadows in the corner of the room seem to dance gently, silent partners in the night. Your thoughts are thin threads, dissolving into the fabric of the dreamless dark. You are safe, you are warm, and you are entirely at rest. Let this feeling carry you further away from wakefulness. A sense of weightlessness overtakes you, lifting your spirit while your body remains anchored in comfort. You float in the space between thoughts where language fails and feeling reigns supreme. The air feels thick with peace, heavy with the promise of deep and restorative sleep. Outside, the world is white and silent, a blank page waiting for tomorrow's dawn. You do not need to know what tomorrow holds, only that tonight is yours. The faint smell of lavender from the pillowcase drifts into your senses, soothing and familiar. Your muscles are completely relaxed, limp as wet silk on a warm stone. There is no past to regret, no future to anticipate, only this endless now. You are drifting on a river of calm water, smooth and dark and deep. The current carries you effortlessly toward the shores of unconsciousness. Your consciousness is fading like a candle flame in a gentle breeze, dimming slowly. The details of the room blur into soft shapes and muted colors around you. You feel a profound sense of connection to the earth beneath the cabin floors. It supports you with ancient strength, steady and unyielding through the night hours. Your breath is shallow now, barely moving the air in the quiet space above your chest. The silence is not empty, but filled with the hum of your own life force slowing down. You are a leaf falling gently onto soft moss, settling into place without effort. There is no resistance left, only the sweet surrender to the natural order of rest. Let the darkness wrap around you like a second skin, protective and warm. Sleep is coming, not as an end, but as a gentle homecoming. The last remnants of thought drift away like smoke rising from the cold chimney. You are left with a pure sense of being, untouched by worry or desire. The cabin around you feels like a shell, protecting your delicate state of rest from the outside world. Snow piles higher against the walls, sealing you in a cocoon of white silence. Your body is heavy, anchored by the comfort of the bed and the weight of blankets. You feel a gentle pull downward, into the depths of your own subconscious mind. It is a safe descent, guided by trust and the rhythm of your breathing. There is nothing to fear in this dark, only the comfort of the unknown. Let yourself fall further, deeper into the soft embrace of sleep now. Your awareness is now a faint spark in the vast darkness of the night sky. It flickers gently, without heat or light, merely present in the void. The rhythm of your heart slows to a barely perceptible throb in your ears. You are drifting on a sea of stars, weightless and free from earthly concerns. The cold air outside is a distant memory, irrelevant to your inner warmth. Your mind is clear, empty of images, sounds, or words entirely. There is only the sensation of floating, suspended in perfect stillness. Let go of any last tether to wakefulness, allowing it to snap softly. You are ready now, fully prepared for the journey into dreams. The night holds you close, rocking you gently toward oblivion. The boundary between you and the universe dissolves completely in this quiet moment. You are no longer separate from the snow, the wood, or the air. You are part of the stillness, a note in the silent song of the night. Your breathing is so slow it feels like pauses rather than breaths themselves. The darkness is velvety soft, wrapping around your mind with tender care. There is no more time to mark, no more distance to travel. You have arrived at the destination of peace, resting in its center. Let the final thoughts fade away like echoes in a vast canyon. Drift now, silently and smoothly, into the deep waters of sleep. Rest is yours, eternal and sweet in this quiet cabin. Your consciousness slips away like a stone sinking into deep, dark water. There is no splash, only the gentle displacement of thought and awareness. The night continues its endless cycle, indifferent yet kind to your rest. You are safe in the arms of sleep, held securely by darkness and silence. Your body is still, your mind is quiet, your soul is at peace. Let the last spark of awareness dim until it is gone completely. There is nothing left to do but breathe and be still. The dream begins now, soft and formless like morning mist. You are falling forward into the unknown, trusting the journey entirely. Rest deeply now in the heart of the quiet, snow-covered night. The embers glow with a faint, warm pulse that feels like a slow heartbeat beneath the logs. Shadows stretch lazily across the floorboards, moving at a pace too gentle to notice without looking. The air is still and heavy with the scent of cedar and old paper, comforting your senses. You feel the weight of the quilt settling deeper into the curve of your shoulders. Every muscle relaxes further as the warmth seeps through to your bones. Time dissolves into the soft orange light that dances on the stone walls. There is only this moment, suspended in the amber haze of the fire's dying breath. A single spark rises from the coals and fades before it reaches the chimney's edge. The crackle of the wood is a distant memory now, replaced by a soft hiss of cooling ash. Your eyelids feel incredibly heavy, weighted down by the comfort of absolute safety. The cabin holds you in its wooden embrace, steady and unmoving against the night outside. Breath mingles with breath in a rhythmic cycle that requires no conscious effort. Thoughts drift away like leaves on a slow-moving river, leaving nothing but clarity. The silence is thick and sweet, filling every corner of your awareness. The snow outside presses softly against the windows, a white blanket sealing you in warmth. The temperature inside is perfect, a cocoon of gentle heat that soothes your skin. You hear the faintest whisper of wind in the trees, a lullaby from nature itself. Your body sinks deeper into the mattress, feeling supported and held without strain. The boundaries between you and the room begin to blur softly. There is no need to move, only to exist in this tranquil space. Peace flows through your veins like warm honey, slow and sweet. Darkness deepens in the corners of the room, wrapping around you like a soft woolen shawl. The fire is now just a memory of light, leaving a residual warmth that lingers. Your breathing becomes so shallow it is almost imperceptible, a mere whisper of life. The mind stops searching for answers and simply rests in the unknown. A sense of floating takes hold, weightless and free from earthly concerns. The night is vast and open, yet you are anchored safely here. Let go of any remaining tension with a final, slow exhale. Silence becomes a physical presence, thick and comforting around your ears. The cabin creaks softly once, a settling sound that feels like a sigh of contentment. You are entirely disconnected from the world beyond these four walls. Sleep pulls at you with gentle hands, guiding you toward oblivion. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to fear in this quiet void. Your consciousness thins out, becoming translucent and airy. Drift further into the softness that surrounds you on all sides. The last bit of heat from the stove radiates a final wave of comfort. Your limbs feel like they are made of water, fluid and heavy. The rhythm of your heart slows to match the pace of the cooling fire. Every cell in your body knows it is time to rest and repair. Thoughts dissolve into mist, leaving behind a clear and empty mind. You are suspended in a bubble of timeless tranquility. The darkness is not empty but full of peaceful potential. Awareness narrows to a single point of stillness within your chest. The world outside ceases to exist in any meaningful way. You are safe, warm, and profoundly alone in the best possible sense. The silence hums with a low frequency that vibrates gently through you. There is no past or future, only this endless present moment. Your spirit feels light, untethered from the weight of existence. Let the current of sleep carry you deeper into the night. The boundary between waking and sleeping grows thinner with each passing second. You feel yourself slipping through it like smoke rising from a candle. The cabin fades into the background, becoming merely a vessel for your rest. Your mind is quiet, a still pond reflecting nothing but peace. There is no struggle, only the gentle surrender to the unknown. Darkness embraces you fully, tender and protective. Float forward into the soft arms of deep slumber. Your breath is barely a whisper now, indistinguishable from the silence. The body rests completely, heavy and relaxed on the bed. There is no thought left to interrupt the descent into dreams. You are part of the night, integrated into its quiet fabric. The fire is cold, but its warmth remains in your memory. Sleep is here, waiting for you with open arms. Let go of the last thread of consciousness gently. Everything is still, from the dust in the air to the beat of your heart. You are lost in a sea of quiet darkness and comfort. There is nothing more to do, nowhere else to be. The story of the day ends here, softly and without fanfare. Rest comes easily now, like rain falling on dry earth. Let the silence hold you as you fade away completely. Sleep is the only reality that matters in this moment. The darkness around you is thick and soft, like a heavy velvet curtain drawn tight against the world outside. You feel the gentle weight of the blankets pressing down on your chest, anchoring you safely to the bed. There is no need to move or breathe intentionally, as your body knows exactly how to rest in this quiet space. The air is still and cool, carrying only the faintest scent of pine and old wood from the nearby cabin walls. Your limbs feel loose and heavy, sinking deeper into the mattress with every passing second of peaceful silence. A distant owl calls out from the forest, its sound low and melodic rather than sharp or startling. The note hangs in the cold night air for a moment before fading into the deep silence of the sleeping woods. You feel a sense of profound safety within these walls, protected by the thick timber and the surrounding snow. Your mind drifts further away from any remaining thoughts, floating on a sea of pure, unadulterated calm. The rhythm of your breathing slows down even more, matching the slow pulse of the night. The embers in the fireplace have cooled to a deep, dark red, glowing faintly like distant stars. This gentle light pulses slowly, providing a rhythmic visual anchor for your drifting consciousness. You watch the subtle shift in color without focusing, letting the image blur at the edges of your vision. The warmth that remains in the room is a comforting memory rather than an active heat. Your body feels warm and secure, wrapped in layers of softness that hold you close. Snow continues to fall outside, drifting down in slow, silent flakes that accumulate on the porch steps. The sound is non-existent, a muffled quiet that enhances the peace inside your small sanctuary. You feel disconnected from time, existing only in this moment of complete rest and surrender. There is no urgency, no demand, and no expectation placed upon you in this sacred space. Your thoughts dissolve like sugar in hot tea, leaving behind only a sweet emptiness. Your eyelids are heavy, sealed shut by the gentle pressure of sleep that pulls you downward. The darkness behind your lids is velvety and smooth, a comfortable void where nothing can hurt or bother you. You feel yourself sinking deeper into the mattress, as if the bed is made of soft clouds rather than fabric and springs. Every muscle in your body has released its tension, leaving you limp and completely relaxed. The boundary between waking and sleeping becomes increasingly porous and indistinct. The cabin creaks softly as the wood settles in the cold night air, a gentle sound like a lullaby. This rhythmic settling reassures you that the structure is strong and stable around your resting form. You feel supported by the floorboards and the beams, held up by the history of this quiet place. Your heart beats slowly and steadily, a drum of peace in the center of your chest. The world outside ceases to exist, leaving only the inner landscape of your dreams. A sense of weightlessness begins to permeate your limbs, lifting you slightly off the physical plane of reality. You are floating in a space between moments where past and future have no hold over you. The silence is not empty but full of potential, a canvas for the gentle stories your mind will now create. Your breath is so shallow it feels like you are no longer breathing at all, just existing. This state of suspension is peaceful and infinitely comforting. The memory of the fire's crackle fades into a distant hum barely perceptible against the backdrop of silence. Your mind has let go of all sensory input, focusing instead on the internal sense of rest. There is nothing left to observe or analyze, only the pure experience of being still. The night wraps around you like a protective shell, keeping out any stray thoughts or worries. You are safe in this cocoon of darkness and quietude. Your consciousness drifts further away, leaving behind the last fragments of awareness like stones sinking in water. The surface remains calm and undisturbed, reflecting only the soft light of the moon through the window. You are moving deeper into the recesses of sleep, where logic has no power and rest is absolute. The body continues to relax, becoming heavier yet more buoyant at the same time. This paradox of weight and lightness is the essence of deep slumber. The final thread of connection to the waking world snaps gently, leaving you adrift in the ocean of sleep. There is no panic or fear, only a smooth transition into the unknown depths of rest. Your mind is quiet, a still pond reflecting nothing but its own peaceful surface. The night holds you close, cradling you in its timeless embrace. You are gone now, lost to the gentle pull of dreams. The rhythm of the fire has slowed to a whisper barely audible against the profound silence of the winter night. You feel yourself sinking deeper into the plush cushions, as if the couch itself is gently rising to meet you. The warmth radiating from the hearth wraps around you like a soft, invisible blanket, holding you in comfortable stillness. Each breath becomes longer and slower, drawing in peace and exhaling any remaining tension from your muscles. The world outside the window has faded into a distant memory, irrelevant and far away. Your eyelids are heavy, resting comfortably against your face as you drift further into the velvet darkness of sleep. The sound of snow falling outside is now just a faint rustle, like pages turning in a quiet library. You feel a profound sense of safety, cocooned within the sturdy walls of the cabin and the gentle heat of the room. Time seems to stretch and dissolve, leaving only the present moment of pure, unadulterated rest. There is nothing left to do but let go and float. A faint crackle from the dying fire sends a tiny shower of sparks upward, dancing briefly before fading into smoke. The scent of pine and wood smoke lingers softly in the air, grounding you in this peaceful moment. Your body feels weightless, suspended in a cloud of comfort and warmth that envelops every inch of your being. The boundaries between yourself and the surroundings begin to blur, merging into a single state of serene existence. Sleep pulls you gently downward, like a soft tide. The last bit of wood in the fireplace curls inward, releasing a final puff of warm air that tickles your nose. You sigh softly, a sound of pure contentment that disappears into the quiet room. Your mind is empty, a blank canvas painted only with shades of restful darkness. The cold outside cannot reach you here, held at bay by the enduring warmth of the hearth. You are drifting now, untethered from thought, floating on a sea of calm. The shadows in the corners of the room deepen, merging into a unified pool of restful darkness. You feel your heartbeat slowing down, syncing with the gentle rhythm of the wind outside. Every muscle in your body is completely relaxed, heavy yet supported by the soft upholstery. The concept of time has lost all meaning, replaced by an eternal present of quietude. There is only the soft hum of existence and the deep comfort of sleep. A distant owl calls once, its sound soft and mournful, echoing through the snowy trees. The vibration of the call seems to travel through the floorboards, a gentle reminder of the natural world sleeping around you. You respond with an even deeper surrender, letting your consciousness dissolve into the ether. The warmth of the fire is now a distant memory, replaced by the internal glow of peace. You are part of the night now, silent and still. The air in the room grows still, preserving the warmth like a held breath. Your thoughts have ceased entirely, leaving only a vast expanse of quiet awareness. You feel safe, protected, and endlessly comfortable in this sacred space of rest. The boundary between waking and dreaming has vanished, leaving you in a state of pure being. There is no past or future, only the gentle now of slumber. Your body sinks deeper into the cushions, as if merging with them entirely. The last remnants of daylight are gone, replaced by the rich darkness of true night. You feel a profound connection to the earth below, grounded and secure in your rest. The silence is complete, filled only with the sound of your own slow breathing. Sleep is no longer something you seek, it is where you already are. The fire has finally gone out, leaving only a bed of warm grey ash. The room is dark now, save for the faint starlight filtering through the window. You are floating in a void of comfort, weightless and free from all burdens. The night wraps around you like a loving embrace, holding you close. There is nothing more to say, nothing more to feel than this deep peace. Rest continues to deepen, pulling you into the core of your being. The world outside fades further away, becoming a distant whisper in the wind. You are lost in the gentle currents of sleep, drifting without direction or destination. Consciousness slips away like sand through fingers, leaving only tranquility behind. The night holds you forever in its soft, silent arms.